statues that attacked you?
Well, I think someone wanted to do something. The police wanted to do something with a gnome at the end of that.
That's right.
No, Mr. Foggy, he's a hamster.
So good.
All right. So, for those of you who can remember 2 weeks ago, it wasn't a huge session. I think we finished off the battle in the damn, we only just said it. Orrery.
Hey,
Orrery. The thing that flinks around with planets on it, also out of dark crystal. Then you briefly ran into Sebnet, who seemed to be in between jobs, and gave you a brief amount of time before explaining that she'll have more time for dinner. So you guys filled in the rest of the day doing your own things. We've got Jarox,
that's right.
who took himself down to the docks and bought himself some humbling food, took up a nice position overlooking the water and the jetty, and interacted with some seagulls and watched a young child play with the seagulls for a while. You sort of lost yourself in that moment for a few hours. I thought I muted that. Fucking shut up. Microphone on. No, I've got the laptop going. I'm not getting feedback.
I've seen a child in Cronulla play with the seagulls, picked one up, was playing with it. I'm surprised it let itself be picked up.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tame seagull.
Yep.
It's a weird kink.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then we had Dylan, who took him off to the magic district and got chatty with an old shopkeeper there who liked to take her time counting money, as Dylan purchased a few new scrolls that he wants to scribe into his book. And Tia went to the Church of Nethys, where they met a lovely priest who's a bit wary of Tia after skiting about his murderous ways.
Mr. Jonathan was the priest, I think, or that's what I've written.
Yeah, that sounds like a name I'd make up on the spot.
Be right back. I think I just broke a tooth.
Oh,
Oh,
Tia breaks.
Better than blowing an eye up.
That's true. Well, you do research, but the archives down there aren't well maintained, not in any fashionable order. So you spend a good part of the day, searching for any information that may be useful. However, due to the lack of organisation, don't really find that much. There is a lot of information down there, however. And time sort of comes to a point where you realise it's time to meet back up at the House of Nex, and you make your way back, and you get to the House of Nex, and that's where we ended the session.
yes.
Is there anything you'd like to say to each other about what you did or learnt on your little self voyage for the afternoon?
I just went and took it easy and had some food and sat by the shore for a few hours, just unwound. That's it. Nothing amazing, guys.
I drank.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
cool.
I went to the Temple of Nethys, but they're a bit behind the times, not as organised as I'm used to, so they had fuck all to tell us.
Oh, all right. That's a shame.
Oh, indeed. I agree.
So with that, you hear a jolly voice. So come in. Dinner is being served. Follow me through this way. Actually, I think we ended it when we sat down to dinner. So you guys are actually sitting around the table when you start this conversation. The scribes are busily working on the information you want to take back with you to Absalom. As explained, they're making copies, so they've got copies here. You guys are free to take the originals.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
And Sebnet, the spread on the table is plentiful. The wine is flowing. One of the delicacies there, scorpion tails, scorpions themselves, strange sort of cacti type plants, an array of very bright coloured fruits and flowers.
Okay.
Sebnet sort of sits back with a scorpion tail hanging out her mouth, and she says, "So, you said some statues attacked you? This doesn't seem right."
Well, we'd prefer that wasn't the case, but they most certainly did. They came to life and surrounded us, and attacked us.
Can you explain to me, what were you doing precisely at the time these statues attacked you?
I look around at the other guys. Weren't we just searching the different sort of areas of the orrery for information, just in general?
I think that's true. Although I was taking a selfie with one of them.
What's a selfie?
Security guards sit down on him.
Yes. Just a brief charcoal rubbing of myself and the statue.
You're rubbing yourself on the statue with charcoal?
Well, that's a way of recording images.
Ah.
I'm sure it will develop into sitting on a photocopier.
A what?
Never you mind. Technology. But back to the matter at hand. Yes, these statues just animated and tried to attack us.
Yes, my good man, you said that. But what were you what was each of you doing precisely at the time that they attacked you? See, this is an incredible thing that has happened that should not have happened. I mean, the magics we have defending the House of Nex, it doesn't involve animating statues, and I've never heard of this thing. So either it is ancient magic, well before documented times, or it's new and something that I am not privy to.
We did find a room, didn't we?
Yes, I turned to Om and say, "Didn't we find something maybe in the back of one of their heads or something like that?"
Indeed, a sigil. Living at the something, or an arcane number, golem creator, blue sigils. Yes, on the back of their heads. It looked reasonably recent. These sigils. They may have animated the statues.
Oh, very strange. I'll definitely have a chat to my people and make sure that this sort of thing hasn't occurred without my knowledge or my permission, for that matter. I mean,
well, it seems that it has.
Yes, that is very true and very troublesome. So please do go on. Do you have any further questions? Like, what did your research turn up? I mean, are you happy with what you have found? You said, I can't really remember our conversation because it was a couple of weeks ago and very brief, you see.
That's a problem.
Well, then Jarex is going to have fuck all of an idea then, isn't
he?
I'm out.
Jarex is like, I pushed over a bookshelf.
That's right. The what now?
Well, we found something to do with the Mwangi Expanse, a pack agreement, and there's a folio missing. And then 4 records are not there of something Leanne's Neepum. I don't even know what that means, and I may have not written that down well. Ooze crafting folio missing. Then 4 statues animated. And Tyr went acrobatically nuts. That's what I've written down.
Yeah. So something about that pact. What was the name of that pact, eh?
An O-Road Pact.
Close. I'll give it to you, though.
O-Road. O-H.
What was that, Derek?
An orrery pact.
No. The Open Road Pact.
There's no way that OH becomes open. Something must have gone awry there.
Yeah, you're writing.
No, I couldn't even get that wrong.
Yes, you did.
Open Road's the NRMA magazine, I'm sure. Anyway.
It's true. It's true. It is also what this whole campaign is based upon.
Mm.
So she says, this isn't something I've heard of before, and since anything involving Duvan Guest is pretty much common knowledge among Pathfinders, that's a surprise. Details about the Open Pact Road would no doubt grant a fresh look at the earliest days of Pathfinder society. This information would be very useful to obtain, but you said it was missing. Perhaps we will be able to find it. And
Well, don't try the Temple of Nethys. They're hopeless.
No, those Nethians, I wouldn't trust them as far as I can throw them.
Oh, we're a cleric of Nethys, so.
And this folio of oozes, it's strange. It's also missing. Everyone who has to make everyone has to make ends meet sometimes, even prestigious Pathfinder lots. We occasionally sell off texts from our collection, but selling all information about a specific subject matter would be unusual. It would also require my approval, which I didn't give. This smacks of theft rather than a sale. Maybe the thieves put the sigils on the statues as a contingency plan.
Filthy, rotten thieves.
Bastards.
No. Was there... This is most troubling. The thieves must have been here before to know what they were looking for. But the ooze folio and the pact folio, Open Road Pact, are not related as far as I could tell. I mean, we're talking about a rather large distance of time. I don't know if distance is the right word there, but between when the two were created. Did you find or uncover anything else in that long list of things that the DM read out to you during your uncovering phase?
Well, as I said, full record's not there and it looks like Leonos Nepum. And a reference folio missing about the Mwangi Expanse.
Yes, well, I can't explain the Mwangi Expanse.
So I've written 1, Mwangi Expanse reference folio missing. And then 4, records not... Oh, that might be in reference to some of this thing. So the early records of Kerenya Napsuna. 4 records not there relating to that one. Karina Napsuna.
Very interesting.
And the reference folio is missing from Durban Guest, which you've just spoken about.
Yes.
And did I mention that Tyr went acrobatically nuts? It was a sight to behold.
You did, but you haven't mentioned something you found.
No, I've written down everything that was said to me that we found. I don't know what 2-year-old Bill, 3 ties, living off the sentient sea. Sold to Biljan Olive.
So you also found that.
Oh, bill of sale. Yeah. Oh, yep. Sold. Yeah, Bill. That's what I just said. Yeah. 2-year-old bill. Yeah, the money slimy to touch. Well, yes. Well, we also found this bill of sale to Bijan Lovey.
Ah,
And
yes.
yes, Delin.
I see that. Agree. A very loyal employee. Agree. He was one of my most competent assistants I've ever had. A very smart man, capable, if sometimes a bit opinionated. He recently left Nexus House's employ to take a higher paying position within the city's bureaucracy somewhere. He did so with my recommendation. Frankly, I was glad to see someone with integrity and skill rewarded. This Bajan, how you want to pronounce it? This name isn't familiar to me, but others in the city may know more. I suggest you take your questions to the city and ask about. Agiri might know a bit more. You'll be able to find him in the city's bureaucracy centre.
I wonder what we'll be doing now.
Well, all I know is he's employed by the city, so
City bureaucracy.
it may be a question you need to ask him himself. But before you do go, I would suggest that enjoy your feast and possibly think about your tact, the questions you want to ask people before you set off. It will help you determine who you may ask.
Well, thank you very much.
Have you finished on? Dessert hasn't even come out yet.
Oh no, Vashvartam, just for the knowledge. We're still going to eat, and I'm sure Delin has a lot to drink still. I'm sure there's a little straw that goes out of whatever the supply is here into Delin's own personal supply.
Yeah.
Siphoning it off.
He's probably under the table now, slurping away.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. While Rack just goes through all the food, him and his 27 children or whatever he's got.
Yeah.
Well, folks, what do you think about? I mean, it seems like Igri and the bureaucracy would be the first person we'd be going to.
Yep, that seems logical to me. And it's close.
And ask about the sliminess and what actually went on and who the hell Bilyani Olavi is.
Terrell, follow your lead on this.
We should probably ask if he turned up with additional funds.
Yeah.
So by the time dinner is done, it's sort of getting on in the evening. Are you wanting to rest here?
I can't even see that bloody thing you put up there, Mick, that bill of sale. I'm sure I put it down into the hot bar. It's not in... Huh?
It's named Handout 2, if that helps.
Yes, I probably need to go to all, would I? And then just type in, well, that's it anyway. Thank you. And I'll put that down in the hotbar. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have a current date?
I don't know. You haven't asked me.
I
What's the current date?
What's the date today?
You think it's somewhere around the 3rd of the 9th?
What year? What year? Anyway, just a Terminator reference. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. I was asking that because there's a date on the bill of sale, so we get an idea of how long ago it was.
Yes. Well, you feel it would be no longer than a week.
Okay.
I've written here 2-year-old Bill. How did we get that? Maybe it was because it was Handout 2 and I've just conflated the two things. That's all good.
Disregard.
Yep.
Either that or you stole a 2-year-old called Bill and we didn't
Yeah,
know.
that's possible. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that's the name for the zombie hand that decided to
Bill.
flagellate you, as it
That's
were.
right. It wasn't a fully grown hand, you see. It was a hand
Yeah.
that belonged to a 2-year-old whose name was.
So that
Oh,
would make
hey,
sense.
come on now.
Yeah, because he
Probably
likes
enough.
people with small hands because his make his cock look big.
And he's a priest, to be fair.
I wasn't going to raise that, but he would.
I like
Oh.
a very good call.
So, do we actually know the book he purchased? Because it just said his only purchased treatise.
Yes.
Yes, it was living off the sun something sea. Living at the something, the sen heat sea. Oh, sun.
Living on the
some-
shore of the sentient sea.
Sure, and that word is sentient. Okay, I'll write them a little bit more clearly.
Oh, I thought we were going to have another riddle on our hands there, but no.
That's
it's
right.
just, yeah.
I don't need to put any riddles in any quests. We just got to listen to Andrew and tell us about the story. I'll get everybody to roll intelligence check to decipher Andrew's text.
Well, my physics teacher did say it varied between illegible and incomprehensible.
That's awesome.
And that's from a physics teacher.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, wow. Nice, okay, cool.
So Sebnet offers you a room to lodge in for the night if you wish to take it.
Yeah, I think we should, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely.
We're safe here.
Oh, dear.
As long as there's
Thank
no more
you,
statues.
Ashton.
You see a little, the corners of her lips sort of turn up in hearing the name Vashma a few times.
Vashma.
That one.
Mm.
And she shows you to a room. She says, "Make yourselves comfortable. Most people are up and about, on the break at dawn. So feel free to, sleep in or take your time at least."
Okay. Thank you.
She gives you all a nod and turns with a sweep and walks off down the corridor.
Rest.
Is there anything in particular you guys are doing before resting?
I'm going to attempt to learn a spell.
A spell.
I'm going to see how quickly I can
Interrupt
get out
you?
of my armor.
Oh, is
Just
it
as a practice to see how quickly I can start.
is it the
start getting
Velcro armor?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, okay.
I'll be like, quiet! I'm trying to learn.
And you just
Shut
hear
up, so am I.
a
T's
clutter
going
of.
to lay down quietly and check all his teeth and then go to sleep.
Yeah, how is your tooth?
Yeah, no, I chipped off one of the 4 points on one of the molars at the back, and it might be cracked. So I've got an emergency appointment.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Jesus.
Fucking Toblerones will do that.
Oh,
Bastards.
Yeah, it was Father's Day Toblerone too, so it was supposed to be special, but
Bastard. Fucking turned on you.
yeah, it's going to cost you money now.
fucking kids, I don't know.
Sounds about right.
So is there anything special about your armor coming off and on?
No.
Or it's just a
Just that
practice?
it's heavy armor, it's full plate, so it just takes time to get it on and off, and I'm just, trying to be theatrical about it, just,
Practicing?
You could
Are you
Velcro it.
pretty much.
spinning around the pole at the same
That's
time,
right.
to get it off?
Head back.
Yep.
My long, luxurious locks.
Yeah, Dylan would be into that. Yeah.
Derek, what sort of role do you have to give us?
I have to give you because I'm a wizard, it's a Arcana. So first level or cantrip is a DC 15.
Excellent. Oh, do roll in the open. I hope it's in the open.
Oh,
Wonga!
Heal is now one of my spells.
What'd you say, DC 15? Well, let's say you do it in half the time.
Nice.
Can
Killing it.
you cast heal?
Good question. Yeah,
No,
probably
he must
can't.
be able to because it's one of his spells now.
Yeah, that's
It is now.
And primal. Yeah. So no, yes, you're right. I need to go and double check that aspect of it.
Everything you just bought.
cool.
Yeah, that's what I've got to go check.
Please feel free to swap that with another spell with no roll, if you can cast them.
I want to do this. Can you do this? No,
I'm not sure.
I'll get back to you shortly.
Yeah, that's right.
But you all rest.
Shit.
None of them?
No, I can half of you can't cast silence either.
Well, I'm pretty certain I can.
That's silence is a divine and occult spell.
Oh, so Tyr can.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Hey,
silence on. What?
Shut up.
Shut up, bro.
So you wake in the morning to the sound of people moving about their daily lives inside the Nexus house, cleaning and serving and talking to people.
Well, let's get out on the street and find bureaucracy. Well, we can if you must eat.
Well, I mean, preferably. Yeah.
Hmm.
If there's breakfast going, of course.
Well, I think Delin should have some food. Alcohol on an empty stomach doesn't work well.
Oh, look, if it's not like a breakfast at the lodge sort of deal, then I'll just grab some rations. That's fine. Does anybody have the ability to conjure any sort of food magically?
That's one of the two spells that I can learn. So yes, I'm going to say that's the one I got. Create food.
Technically, yeah.
Well, hang on, maybe not.
I mean, I could presumably, but
All right.
Actually, no, it's a level 2 spell.
Oh, jeez.
I imagine we've got food here with the
Yes.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, if there's stuff, it's like grab a muffin from the table as you walk out, like something like that. Then, that'll work.
You come out with bellies grumbling and someone walking past, greet you good morning, and
Mhm.
say
Morning.
there's food for the pickings down this way, and she leads you to where you ate dinner, but instead of the food I described, it's now just fruits and breads and pitchers of water.
Perfect. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Make a fruit sandwich.
Yummy, yummy.
Yummy.
Dildo.
You do. You take enough food to see you through. You walk out into the bright daylight. The sun is beating down. It's dry and arid. Plenty of people about the city already. The sounds of voices can be heard from a distance calling out, "Get your fish here, Mara."
Fresh fish.
You look around and you get the sense that if there's the docks and there's the markets, the bureaucratic district will be this direction somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's head on.
Yeah, so you just start walking. You're passing people. They seem to be, a lot of them seem to be in their own little world. Every now and again you'll get a head nod and sorry, as you cross paths, avoiding bumping into anyone. How would you like to find this district / person? Igrigi.
Greedy. Well, I imagine we could do a diplomacy, or is it something else?
You'd probably do society or something like that as well.
Society, which I
Diplomacy to
don't
gather info.
have. I can cast a spell, but I don't know whether that quite gets here. I do have diplomacy, but I don't have society. Though.
Well, I've got society. So I can recall where I'll call it the Capitol building is, or whatever it is, the council chambers.
Yeah.
Or you can gather info through diplomacy.
Well, I'm going to talk to people, trying to say, it's a lovely day. Where's the building with your local bureaucracy? Is it this way? What does it look like?
Look, who do
As I make
you just grab a random child?
no, not
No.
not a child. I
Not a
think
child.
someone who makes eye contact, who looks like they might be a bit helpful, and if not, I'll interrupt them.
Give me a perception check.
A perception check.
Yeah, you want to find a helpful person that looks happy enough to, and you do, with ease. You sort of scan the crowd and you target in. There's one. That gentleman over there looks to be in the know, and jolly enough to help. So you approach him and you ask him what you've just requested, and he says, "Oh yes, it's not at all. If you just head up this street for 5 minutes and then take your left, you'll see a great big building with a sign out the front that says, 'This is the building you need.'"
Excellent. Let's head on. I would say when I was in Cairo getting directions, they told me what to look for and explain stuff, but unfortunately I could not read Arabic, which meant that I didn't end up where I wanted to end up. But these directions should be good enough.
Yeah, that's right. Well, oddly enough, everybody speaks common. So you listen to his directions, and sure enough, you arrive at this very diplomatic type building. People dressed in quite formal attire coming in and exiting the building.
Well, I think they'd be exiting. I'm a little bit concerned, Delin, about why you've magicked your armor up and got all that electricity circling around everywhere.
I was retroactively applying my mystic armor from the overnight rest, and I was trying to change my spell from electric arc, but I unfortunately zapped what I thought was rack, but I missed.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
poor Rack.
Probably deserved it.
All he was doing was trying to help himself to a little drinky poos.
That reminds me, I haven't drunk anything, and I need to.
For 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. I'm 5 minutes sober. Fixed.
I'm feeling a bit wrong this morning. I feel like I've been grabbed. I need a drink. Do you want to ungrab me, Mick?
Well, that's up to you. You've been grabbing yourself this whole time.
You're not the only one.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
There's other people grabbing themselves.
Hang on. Let me just do this.
Wanker's day out. It's all good.
There's a telekinetic hand.
You see Om get a stiffy as he sees that hand.
Can you see a telekinetic hand, though?
Well,
I might feel it.
It's not my spell.
It's opaque.
Yes.
Can be anything you like, Dylan. Doesn't have to be.
It is a floating magical hand, either invisible or ghost-like. It grabs the target penis and levitates it slowly up.
Definitely a way to release a headache.
Good fun.
Yep, so you found the building. There are plenty of people about. Some disgruntled, leaving the building. Some looking on with hope as they enter the building.
Oh, let's go in the building. If everyone's going to go in, I'll go in there if everyone else is coming in.
Yep. Yep.
You went to this large foyer area. There seems to be queues of people. People sitting behind desks, calling out numbers. What would you like to do?
Oh, if it looks like there's a place where people ask questions or stand in queues, I guess we could stand in a queue, wait for our turn.
Yep. So
Is that seem reasonable to do?
Sure. You wait in a queue, and a few hours pass, and you reach the head of the queue, and this sort of middle-aged woman, glasses at the end of her nose, looks up and says, "Come."
I'm lovely to see you. We're just after one of your people here, Igri Lokar.
Don't know him.
He's working in the bureaucracy here. This is the bureaucracy, is it not?
It is.
Igri Lokar. I'm sure you would want to help us out. We're new here, and so we're looking just for that little bit of help to find Igri. We've got some good information for him. Is she still going to say no, bugger off?
She doesn't say no, bugger off. She just says, "I don't know everybody that works here. I'm here to do my job." Quite possibly, with a different skill role, you might be able to find out that information, but Not from I.
Well, is the manager here? Can we talk to the manager? Manager, and start raising the voice, doing. I mean, we could get to the screaming woman in Woolies who seems to always get the attention.
Yeah, go Karen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You're going to Karen it. She says you
I've
don't
been there.
need to make a scene. I can request the manager, and they'll be over shortly.
Oh, thank you
Please.
very much.
Stand aside so I may continue my job.
Well, I will stand here waiting. I'm sure the manager will be here soon and things can progress.
Indeed. Next.
Now, is this where we need some intimidation that there is no next until we get looked at, or we want to be much cooler about it and just stay off to the side?
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt for the moment.
Oh, fair enough.
Until.
Oh, and then we'll unleash Rack on them.
Exactly. Just throw him at her.
So a few minutes pass, and a sort of skinny young man approaches. Good morning.
Good morning. We're after Egrigi Lokar. We understand he works here, but the other lady is new and didn't know who he might be.
What is your business with Griggy?
Well, he used to work at the Pathfinders Society, and we're just following up on some record keeping, and we just want to ask him some questions. Nothing bad.
Now, is there something you want to accompany this with, a skill roll of some sort, knowing that diplomacy is not one that's going to be required here?
What? Does anyone have a high intimidation? Would I know that? Who would be? Does someone have something like that?
I look at Jarrex.
So just be sure that the skill you want to select is the one.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to go.
Well, otherwise, I'm going to try deception, or I'm going to say, something like, he has some health issues. I'm a doctor, and make a medicine check. But that's possibly not.
What's your profession? Not a doctor.
Well, that'd be deception. So it'd be,
Yes.
which actually has a thing called impersonate in it.
That's true, but there's also a skill called society that may help you negotiate this situation.
I don't have that.
No, you do not. But nor do I. After these short adventures, I'm not going to give hints. You guys need to know what the skills are and what to use and when. Because in this, unlike Pathfinder 1, where they're always requested, you feel free when you choose to use the skill or not.
Okay, because it's you understand people and systems that make civilization run. Is that because we're in the?
It is.
We're in like the council chambers.
It is indeed.
Okay. So it's that not diplomacy, which is attempting to improve. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. To either gather information or make an impression.
Correct.
Or change their attitude.
Yep.
Okay.
His attitude is indifferent, and that would not. Changing it does not help. There's a procedure you need to follow.
Okay.
Well, if you're not going to do it, Derek, I will certainly try deception.
I can have a chat to him. And I bamboozle him with my made-up knowledge about how cities run, and ask about Agriki if we can talk to him.
Is anybody assisting?
I have no society.
Me neither.
Tyr will try and do what he can.
Yep. So what are you doing, Tyr, to assist?
Standing next to Delarin, and listening to the words he says, and sort of sort of nudging him in the back on ones that may not be quite correct.
Excellent. Give us an open roll.
Oh, fuck! I did a hidden one. I'm
That's
doing
So I
all
get
right. No, no.
No,
I'll
do
show
an
you what.
open one.
That's what you rolled.
Well, if I rolled it open, then it would be it's worse. So
So-
that's
No.
okay.
So
I
you,
don't get any bonus.
you
So
get
shut up.
you get these
Yeah.
nudges, Dallin. At times, you know, are not a relevant time.
Oh, good. Thank you very much. Here, have a drink.
And can you give me a roll in the tower?
Oh, okay, I'll do that again in the tower.
We're just too eager tonight. For goodness sake.
Well, your
Hey,
one was in the
please.
open. I thought mine was going to be in the open.
No, assists are always in the open.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, it's all good. We have had a week off. So he says, oh, that's very interesting. Yes. Well, as you know, you need to fill out this form, and then I can relinquish a bit of information for you. You scroll through it and fairly confidently fill out the form and hand it back. And he scans it with a determined eye. Sure, that's the word I wanted to use. And he says, yes, well, Igwiri, he works for us indeed, and it says where I just read it, his current position is evaluating building permits. If you head to the back, take your first left, then the lift up to the 3rd floor, or stairs, you'll find his office.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Okay. At the front of my little posse, little 3'0" halfling walks down the hall, takes first left. Ding! Goes to the 3rd floor and finds his office. With a Igwiri? That's you.
Yes, he looks up and he says, well, he's sort of taken aback. He doesn't recognize you. He sort of tilts his head to the side and he says, yes, how can I help you?
I'd like to introduce you to my friend Om here, who is hopefully going to change your attitude with the diplomacy roll soon.
What's wrong with my attitude? I find that rather offensive.
I think your attitude is
well done. It's just gone down.
Listen,
Well,
boyo, I think your attitude is lovely. Keep it. Never change it. It makes you you.
You are a very polite gentleman.
man.
You know what? I'm a little bit hungry. How about we head down to the nearby restaurant? You accompany me, and let's talk about this the matter you bring before me.
Oh, I think that'd be good. And then we can go on a bit of a chariot race, like we're in Assyria, through the city.
No, that's too barbaric for us. Those Assyrians they're uncultured.
Hmm.
Them and their
Well, let's
flying pyramids and so forth.
yeah.
Let's
go.
You follow him down, and he obviously he comes to this restaurant quite a fair bit, or quite often, as he sort of makes his own way to a seat, and shortly after, a waiter comes up and he says, "I'll have the usual, and for my friends."
I'll have what you're having.
I'll just have a sandwich. Thank you.
Oh, I'd like an apple juice, please.
It's always one. He looks over at T.
Stiffest drink you can give me.
And Dylan?
Just drink out of this tankard here, if that's okay. Wait, as I pull up my stone.
Indeed. He walks away, and Igrigi. So what can I help you with? Is this something to do with a permit that I didn't allow or disapproved of? Or?
No, it's in fact about a bill of sale to a Bjarn Olavi. And I think you noticed the money was unpleasantly slimy to touch. And so we just want to know why was it slimy? Who was this person? Did they turn up with more money than was suggested?
He sort of looks up to the left and as if recalling a memory.
What about a treatise on living on the shores of the sentient sea?
Oh, you're talking about when I was working at the Nexus house.
Oh, yes, that'd be it now.
Yes, I do. I remember that. That very unpleasant person to be working with. You Bajan?
Yes,
Or
and he was
Larvae?
very eager.
Yeah, I remember. So the issue was that they couldn't afford anything more. The book that we sold, they wanted lots more, all on oozes crafting.
Well, that is interesting.
Law, and yeah, they didn't have the funds, so that I mean they seemed happy with the sale in the end. They paid, and yes, I remember I had to polish those coins for some time to remove all that ooze. I remember Vijay, he had a twin sister. He was talking to me about her. Zainab Olavi. Yes, that was. I'd never met her, but he did speak quite fondly about her.
Do you know who was backing them or who else they were caught up with?
No, I don't remember them talking about anybody else. I mean, he was fixated. I would almost say obsessed with the works on ooze crafting. It was mildly off-putting.
Oh, I can understand. Any idea where either Biani or his sister Zainab might be?
Sorry, no. That was the last dealings I had with them. I haven't.
Do the city records keep anything about people that you could let us have a look at?
I can definitely put in a requisition, a bit of document that that could request that we look at this information, but it
On the down low.
it'll probably take. Well, I can't do anything on the down low. You see, everything needs to be above board.
Oh, of course.
So it'll probably take 4 to 5 working days, but I don't see any problem with it.
Well, that's. But I just noticed my companion here, Tia, wanted to ask some questions.
Tia, how may I help you?
Tia actually didn't. So
Oh, sorry. I thought I heard you, Cole, and I thought I'd talked over you, so you wanted to say something.
I'm probably complaining that my tooth hurts. Just to myself.
Yeah.
Well, let's make it in character. As the waiter comes over and puts the plates down, he trips, and one of the dishes smacks into Tia's mouth. And in a slow motion, you see the plate fly away and a little white speck fall onto the table. And he says, "Oh my God, dearing me! Oh, this is the third one this morning. Please don't tell my boss."
Tia looks at the guy, raises an eyebrow, gets the napkin, spits a bit of blood onto it, and just sort of waves him away.
Right away. So he's sort of bowing as he backs up and then turns and scuttles back towards the kitchen.
Oh dear. You're right, Tier.
I'll have to probably go see one of those teeth people. but all in good time.
Toothpothecary.
You drink another sip of the ale and you feel it cleansing your chipped tooth,
So he chugs a bit more,
and the pain sort of numbs with every sip.
chugs a bit more, and then winks at Dellen, realizing, oh, this takes the pain away.
There's a use for it.
Looking
Yeah.
at Dallin helps relieve the pain also.
No.
It
I
doesn't.
let him take a few swigs.
Mm.
So, was there any other relevant information you might want to ask? Agree.
So we've covered that they didn't come back, that they were broke, that it was ooze, it took a lot of money, a lot of polishing to clean the money. Were they
But the ooze
interested?
thing was stolen. The ooze thing did go, so it could be whether they or who they were working for couldn't come up with the money and then managed to steal it rather than buy it.
Mm. Were they interested in creating in books that mentioned about creating golems?
God creation. No, they didn't. They definitely didn't inquire about any sort of golem material we had.
Well, I know it's a weird question, but I asked it because when we were there investigating the golems, a number of golems statues animated, and let's just say tried to crush poor little me.
Oh,
It was very scary.
that's terrible. There shouldn't have been any animated golems in the Aurori. Fuck it. Not when I was working there. There was no security measure, and if these items were stolen, it sounds I couldn't put it past the characteristics of this gentleman of doing it. But perhaps you could go to the Arcana district and inquire there in regards to these golems.
Seems like a good idea. But I don't suppose you remember what they looked like. This Iriki fellow. No, that's you. Shit.
He stands up.
Bilani, Alavi, or I don't think he ever saw his sister Zainat Alavi.
Delani.
No, he didn't. That's come on, don't freeze. He goes, yes. Of course I did. Let me just recall the correct information for you. Tall, wiry Garundi.
What the? Oh.
High cheekbones with dark skin. The skin, it was poke-marked with acid scars. They looked quite old, the scars, possibly from alchemical burns. He had long dark hair. He liked to wear 2 thick braids.
Thank you. That's a fantastic description. And I go, click, click.
He was also
Scribe.
wearing studded leather armor with loads of straps that contained alchemical tools and an array of vials.
Interesting.
Well, I thought those straps might have been quick release armor, like our companion Jarox is looking for.
Negative.
No, Jarox just has crotchless armor.
Maybe.
I'm 3'0". I can see it up there, unfortunately.
Well, you can see his taint has been quite clearly shaven and well maintained.
Oh yeah.
Fucking hell, you use the word taint? Oh my god.
Where else am I going to use it but on a live stream?
Yeah, feck off.
Absolutely.
Respect the taint.
The taint.
hmm,
It's a funny little
I
signature
don't-
that says, Om was here.
I don't suppose there was any odd odors or smells that you can remember about
From his taint.
this fellow that maybe contributed to the oozy greasiness of the coins.
Now you mention it, he did have a little bit of an odour about him. It wasn't off-putting though.
A perfume or something.
Yes.
Perfume.
Yeah, sort of an incensey type perfume.
If only we had Rack around, he'd be able to smell that a mile off.
Oh, easy.
Kind of a mixture between spices and tobacco.
Okay.
I think we get to play Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? Alrighty, so we got his description. Likely alchemist, smell of incense, tobacco. Can I recall knowledge about this city? Did we get a map that broke out districts or something from a couple of weeks back?
Sure you do. It's all Cedar
We
of Bright
do.
stuff.
Okay.
And
Alrighty.
there is a Wise Quarter, an Ivy District, Ascendant something or other, the Petal District, Eastgate, the Docks, Precipice Quarter. Maybe I'm reading that wrong.
No, you're reading it correct. You're just reading the wrong city.
Oh, Absalom. Isn't that where we are?
Oh,
no.
You think Om might be losing his marbles.
I am losing my marbles. I was looking at Absalom. Yeah, that is the wrong city.
So we've just got a few generic quarters of the city. We don't have a specific, like Absalom, a list of districts. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Then I guess we might have chance at the Magic Quarter, passing his description around and trying to find out a little more about this.
Well, I hope you find these little thieves. I mean, it's awful. I've got fond memories of Sebnet and my time at Nex. Would you like me to forward the paperwork to the House of Nex?
Yes, please. Just a bit of an aside. I don't suppose you have the mailing address of Zainab.
Zainab?
The sister.
The sister.
No. There was no need for swapping of deeds. That's short for details. And he looks quite chuffed with himself.
You do know the lingo. So there was no communication between yourself and Zainab?
No, none.
Okay.
Everything was through her brother.
You had to go through the brother to get to the sister, did you?
Oh, very funny. Not my type, I must say.
Ah. If she's not your type, what does she look like?
She has a vagina.
Well,
Well,
have you met this man over here. His name's Om.
I have, and I think he was thinking he might be an Absalom, so I'm a little concerned about his well-being.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it would be right taking advantage of the old man.
No, and he,
Well, let's go to the Arcane District. Or is that where we are? Have I lost track of that? We're still talking to a Greedy, aren't we?
This is the best fight ever.
I'll sort of sit up and look around.
Tears drunk.
Where are we?
I'm having a seniors moment.
Yeah,
I love it. No, this is
great role
this is
play.
fucking on. This is on brand. I like
Just
it.
on brand.
So Gregory, he stands up and he says, "If that's all your questions, are you sure?"
Well,
Who
I look
the
at
fuck
all
are you,
this.
Agree?
Maybe we can get directions to the Arcane District.
Oh, you've been there before.
Oh,
You were
as I
there
take another.
yesterday.
Have we
How do you
exhausted
know
all
that?
our conversation options? Do we still have
I don't
something to
know.
click on, or
I
Exhausted.
could probably keep drinking.
I don't know how a Greedy knows we were in the Arcane District yesterday. That's concerning.
You can tell the difference in voices. Come on, I practice these voices for a reason.
Alrighty.
Griggy
I
takes
guess
his leave and wishes you the best of luck. And if you see Sebnet again, to pass on his best wishes.
We will do, boy.
Roger that.
He avoids explaining this to Om for fear that Om won't retain this information. So the more lucid of the group, not the alcoholic. Not
Who the hell are
one in
you
pain.
anyway?
Yeah.
So he looks at Jarox.
Yep, Jarox.
specifically. Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Dear. And he turns and walks away.
Well, let's go. Let's go. Where are we going in Absalom now? It's somewhere.
Well,
It's a long way back.
yeah, gonna take a while.
The Arcane District.
Yeah, we go left and right, then over that bridge there, and then left again.
Following you,
Magic.
Dillian. We can smell you a mile away. We're on our way.
We were there earlier.
And I'll let out a big belch. Follow that.
Yep, so you make your way to the Arcane District, and yeah, once you're there, you can definitely tell you're in the Arcane Districts by people openly practicing basic cantrip spells and the like, just all in parks, and these theoretical conversations about crossing magic users learning different types of spells like heal and whether it's even possible.
Yeah.
It's a topic of valid discussion in today's society, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. One that Dellen might be able to chime in on. You feel as though a little bit of your leadership may be required here.
Well, I scan for a suitable mark. You might look like they're going to be interested in us.
So you scan through the crowd and you sort of forget what your mark is, what you're looking for in your mark, and you start watching people's hands. And then after a good 30-odd seconds, you realize that you're staring at people's hands for a bit too long. And you sort of look up and you find someone that you think is quite approachable.
Well, as long as they're, are they talking about arcane casters taking heal spells?
Sure.
Well, I'm going to introduce myself and say, it's funny you'd be talking about that. Our own arcane caster here is is researching the ability to use heal spells.
Oh, really?
Yes. He Delin here. Come and meet this. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Colin.
Meet Colin, Delin, and chat. And Colin, enjoy yourself. We're also after some information, about alchemists, particularly Garandi alchemists. Whether there's any around. We've got a particular sort of mixture we want to talk to them about, if there are any around.
Oh, most interesting. I might be able to recall a bit of information about this if you approach this topic with the right skill roll.
Well, I think Delin's going to help you with this discussion you're having, this research, this.
Yes, Dylan, how did you go? I mean, have you managed to make it work?
No, unfortunately, the ability to transition from divine to an arcana form of power, the gods just don't wish for us to transfer it from their realm.
So what you're saying is, from your point of view, it's not possible?
It's not possible at this stage. There may be some workarounds, specifically having to do with channeling the power through some form of primal focus.
Oh, that's interesting. A primal focus. Yes, this is one that definitely requires a bit of contemplating. That's a very interesting look.
I stand there and sincerely nod. Hand on chin.
I point over my shoulder. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yes,
Sounds
he looks
good.
primal.
I am rather. Thank you for noticing.
So what is it, Dylan, that we could help you with, as you've given us something to think about?
Wondering if you might. What's the name of the alchemist? What's his race or whatever? Nosh or
Garandi. He's a Garandi, a pockmarked Garandi alchemist who
has his hair in two big braids.
Yes, that is correct. Bjarn Olavi.
It doesn't ring a bell. He doesn't operate in our circle.
Okay. If you were interested in getting incense here, where would you find it?
Oh, any of the arcane supply stores, of course.
Oh. Well, what about tobacco then?
Well, that can be bought in most general stores, if not at the marketplace.
I think. Have you been here long, or are you a new arrival?
No, I've been here for quite some time. Me and my colleagues here, we're pedantic wizard tutors.
Ah, PWTs.
He
it's a
seems
very
to make
interesting
a hand gesture signifying a gang sign.
I was going to say gang sign, yeah. Nice.
Gangster, yeah.
Put the
East
wedgie
side.
in tight. Okay. And would you be able to maybe spread the word amongst your colleagues that we're interested in trying to locate this individual, this Garandian alchemist with a pockmarked face and the two braids?
I could definitely put out the inquiry. I mean, if something comes up, where would I find you?
Where would seek
Nexus? We're at Nexus House.
Nexus House. I was trying to remember the name, Sekhmet or whatever it was.
Your Pathfinders?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's very warming to the heart. We're a bunch of thugs looking for well, a person of interest. But no, you're
Hmm.
Pathfinders. You should start off with that. It's always
I point at Rack. Only he's the thug. Just him. The rest of us are gentlemen.
Rack is halfway through pickpocketing someone when he looks up and then pulls his hands away
What?
real quick. Huh?
Well, yeah. Does given we are Pathfinders, are you willing to? What are you willing to help? A bit more. Is that what we were getting at?
No, I mean, I was going to help anyway.
Mm.
Good bit of drama in one's life's healthy for the gut.
Absolutely.
But if I find any information, I'll be sure to send it to the House of Nex.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
You are most welcome. Is that the only reason you got pointed in this direction to come here?
Well, is there anyone working on books related to oozes? Creation of oozes, or indeed blue sigils for activating golems? Is there any of your folk working on either of those things?
You could give me an Arcana check. There may or may not be, but see, that information is quite tight-lipped. Even to Pathfinders.
The creation of golems, if we wanted one, who would we go and see?
You see, unfortunately, I am bound to the laws of the D20, and I can't share that information with you.
Delin, could you perhaps see, given you know a bit more about Arcana?
Well, yes. Absolutely. The laws of the D20 say that.
So what do you say?
I don't know.
He says, well, I can't help you either then, if you don't know what to
see.
See, borrowing the words from one person and rolling from another doesn't really work in this game.
Come on, give me a hand.
He pulls out his hand, and you realise it's
Not that type of hand.
I think that's my own hand. I'll keep it to myself.
I don't share. Doesn't share his girlfriend.
Got the wrong impression of me.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
What
I'll see if I can perhaps assist you.
What do we need to know?
Perhaps I have.
I don't know. I'm lost in Om's ramblings about what he was after in this interaction.
Well, I think, Dylan, we're trying to track down either the golems that we saw in the orrery with the blue sigils, and someone must make these things, someone with magical power, or someone who might be creating oozes, which is obviously what Belani was doing. But the golems were the other thing we might ask.
So yeah, is there anyone particularly adept at the creation of golems that you might know in this Arcana Quarter?
Yes, absolutely. But please let me part some information on to you about this, the golems and the procedure it takes to create them, and these sigils that bind them to control.
Ooh, yes, please.
So you all sit down, and he starts talking to you as though he is a lecturer. The whole scenario.
I'm writing set
takes,
And I'm using my academia law to record it all.
Yep. It takes approximately 4 hours, by which I'm sure Jarox has drifted off to sleep.
Fuck.
I'm not sure what Tyr's doing. Om's probably playing with his third hand. And
Tyr will be listening because he wants to ask more, no doubt.
awesome.
I'm smiling politely.
So they impart the secret gestures rumored to impede the magic function of Nexian constructs. But these gestures are secret.
Oh.
What's secret?
Well, so secret that you now obtain the ability. So you designate a single construct within 30 feet that you can see or hear. The construct will be de-animated with these hand gestures he has taught you.
Oh. The Battle of Midway in Shadow Puppets. So do I put that under skills or abilities?
You put not skills, but yeah, it would be an ability.
Identify. Go on. Deconstruct with rude hand gestures. Alrighty, it's in there.
Nice. So, does anybody have any questions?
Tyr leans in and asks, where is my occult check? Are there hand gestures like that that can be used to deconstruct an ooze? Or how does one construct an ooze? And that's the
Can
roll
I assist?
in the window.
It doesn't seem as though Tyr has waited for anybody to
Okay.
join in or weigh in on this topic.
Not at all.
And he says, my good man, there is no way, no gesture in controlling an ooze. An ooze is crafted. So in the body of, or the procedure of crafting an ooze, the commands are written as one of the materials during the construction.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Very wise. Mightily impressed.
How is there a way that you can easily destroy oozes in general, or are they sort of depending per type of ooze? And then he looks at Dylan thinking, "Try give me a hand with this because I'm not quite sure."
Yeah. I think maybe if you pour salt on it, it might help. I can give you an assistance in that. Do you want me to roll crafting or something in the open?
You see him slap his forehead and shake his head and just under his breath whisper, "They're not slugs."
So another occultism roll?
Yes, please.
All
you
right,
choose.
let me do it in the open. Okay, no.
You did the assist? Oh, no, that was Tyr's roll. Were you assisting?
Yes. Oh, no, I'm not.
No, you're
Because
not.
he rolled it too fast.
Oh, squirrel.
And he says, yeah, as much as I like to impart information on, and there are some things I like to keep to myself.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, my mysterious friend. If that is all, I must set about my tutoring.
Go Tudor. Go Tudor. Go Tudor.
What he said.
He skips away to the sound of the tune.
Alrighty.
So where do we come out with that?
We head to Nexus House and wait for our eyes in the city to get back to us. It almost seems like.
Yep. Always think that'd be right.
Not quite. Try and recall
We
the
don't-
conversation you had. Do you have another leads?
We don't want to go and check out like shops and things like that which sell incense, which sell tobacco and things like that, and either.
Well, that's the general shop.
What?
Or we can go magic shop, the magic shop, which is almost doing for us anyway.
You assume his circle takes him beyond.
Oh, the street. Yeah. Okay, then I guess we go. We follow Jarvis kicking indoors.
Well, no, just going to stores and seeing where they sort of incense and tobacco maybe. I mean, yeah, may get them from different places, but could get them from the one, from the one place, and just smell of them together because he inhabits the one place all the time, and it may give us a lead.
I pull out my writing kit. I'm ready to take names if you're ready to kick ass.
All right. Well, let's go to the market quarters, and I'd
I'm
imagine
writing
there's going to be incense
market.
everywhere. But
Yeah, so
let's
before
have a walk around.
you sort of start walking back towards the marketplace, and Dallin, you recognise a very familiar arcane shop with a lovely old woman that likes to take her time counting.
Look, there's Hags Are Us.
Oh, this. Maybe we could ask her about incense and tobacco and golems and all that sort of other stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. Mosey on over with my entourage.
Yep. The little you open the door and the little bell rings as the door hits it. A familiar voice from the back of the shop calls out, "Be with you in a minute."
No worries. I sniff the air.
Okay.
Do I smell incense and tobacco?
You do not.
Okay, good.
You do smell the smell of old books, dust. And there's this woman comes hobbling around. She says, "Oh, you're back again."
Yes, indeed.
Delinquent.
I am delinquent Delin.
That's the one.
Delinquent.
Mm-hmm. As demonstrated by this stein, as I take a sip.
After some more scrolls.
Well, I don't suppose you would have any particular information on creation of golems or oozes.
Oh, quite possibly. And she sort of starts pondering. She scratches those long white whiskers on her chin.
Hot.
Twisting the whiskers around her finger.
I'm starting to get moist.
Yes, I do recall. Now you can give me a crafting roll or diplomacy.
I shall go crafting as soon as Fantasy Grounds lets me do anything.
Uh-oh.
What?
Yeah.
This isn't roll 20, mate. Come on. Don't see me.
I can't. shit's gone south.
Real quick. Well, despite what I said earlier, I'll let make the roll for you.
Diplomacy, or because you were going to use something else, weren't you, Derek?
Or
I was going to
crafting.
use crafting.
Oh, he's back.
He is. You hit the DC. She says, yes, there was a couple of people in the other day just asking about the exact same thing. There's this ooze making's gotten rather popular, making a comeback.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the last time I would have been. God, I would have been in my 40s, I think. In the 70s, it really hit its height. They do say these things spins in merry-go-rounds. And then she says, so what in particular were you interested in with ooze?
Kind of interested in the person asking you about the use, wondering if they were perhaps, and I described the alchemist with the braids and everything.
Yes, that was the gentleman, Bijan. I do recall his name, and he had quite a quirky sister, Zainab.
Yes. Alrighty. What do you happen to remember about him? Did he purchase any books, for instance?
Oh, he purchased everything he could. He was very inquisitive about the law, and he took ingredients. Yep.
He purchased them.
Yes, absolutely. Ingredients for crafting oozes, I do believe.
Ah. Did this money appear slimy or not?
It was. It left a funny mark on my counter. Possibly because how long it took me to count it, but I had a bit of elbow grease and I got rid of it.
Well, that's really odd because we understood that he had some particular financial difficulties.
Why? What's
he was
your
also
interest in this couple?
Um,
Are they competitors of
official
yours?
Pathfinder business. As I whip out my what's it called?
Cock.
No,
Penis.
Wing wang.
the Wayfinder.
Doodle.
As I whip out the
Oh,
Wayfinder.
it's been some time since I've seen one of those. Oh, very
Floppy.
official of you.
Oh, very much. Mine's a small one. It fits in my pocket. You should see Jarek's.
It drags on the ground. Call him tripod.
They do say size matters with these things.
Well, you can see
Yeah,
my
but it's
large
compensating
shaft
with
here.
the pole arm. Oh,
I love
I'm completely lost now. Alrighty, so do you happen to know anything about this individual that you think might assist us?
I do, absolutely. You see, but it's official client, patient privilege.
Okay. Where did you deliver the items to him?
I did not. They purchased it from my store. I mean, it's official business. Someone rudely threw in my face, so...
If we rudely threw a gold coin at your face, would that help you remember?
I don't know about the rudeness bit, but greasing the old palm, as they would say, wouldn't hurt.
So
Hold out your hand and I'll press to digitation it. That'll grease it up nicely.
so
I've got a
Tier
few tricks of
gets
my
a gold
own.
coin out,
Mm.
puts it on the table with his finger on it, and slides it forwards and tilts his head, saying, if you can tell us some more information, this can be yours. And I suppose that would be a skill roll. Let's do a deception skill roll. Because he's being cheeky.
Okay.
I don't know. Sounds good. Oh.
So she says, I can tell you where they said they were staying. And she reaches out to put a finger on the top of the coin.
That sounds more like a silver coin information.
My memory is gone. This old age, I tell you, things just creep up and forget.
Okay, so the gold, he's got his finger on the gold coin, and he's sort of just playing on the.
So you
playing
both
with it on the table.
You both got fingers on it. She doesn't have much weight pulling towards it. She's got her finger resting on it.
Yeah, so slide it further towards her. So
It's coming back.
Would that be close?
It's almost there. That's on the tip of my tongue. I can just recall. He said, and she's trying to pull it closer towards herself.
I don't have
a gold coin.
No, it's actually just a sparkly bollock. No, I don't have intimidation. So he takes his finger off and raises his hand.
Under her voice, breath, you hear the sound. One. And she puts it in her pocket.
Mm-hmm.
She looks at you, says, got it, yes. He said they were staying at the abandoned apothecary shop called Wishful Cures.
Aha!
Thank you.
Beautiful.
You've been most helpful.
You are you know what it's like. You lose your marbles the older you get.
Sparkly things usually help remember things.
This is very true.
So there's a lot of friction on a gold button.
Huh?
I need to buy some gold buttons.
So, with this information, you exit the shop. Is there possibly any other leads you would like to follow?
I'd like to remember the name of the old
apothecary.
apothecary.
The column.
The apothecary?
Yeah, what was the old apothecary shop called?
Hags. What was it? Hags Are Us?
Yeah. No, that was their shop that we just left.
Yeah, is that the one you meant, Cole?
No, the one where the people were supposedly heading to or staying.
Oh, staying. Can anyone recall?
I was madly typing something else to remind me, and all I got was
No.
old apothecary shop.
An abandoned apothecary shop called Wishful Cures.
Oh, Wishful Cures, thank you.
You're welcome.
These people would be there. Wait.
So I take the silence as no. So you are happy with all the information you have obtained so far. You You've worked out the names of the two possible thieves, the description. You know that those two were definitely interested in oozes, which was some of the paperwork that went missing. Not all of it. There are others that went missing as well. You know where they are currently staying.
Well, what else do we need to know?
And you've learnt some hand gestures to help with
Golems.
golems.
Golemize the place.
Yeah.
So the other thing would be finding out possibly where we could get the knowledge of who has the skill to do golemage.
Golemijig.
Golemajig.
Yeah, is there a particular adept, crafter, wizard?
It'd be reasonably general knowledge to know that there would be people that specialise in that field.
Yep. Is there anybody who she would know from her years in the business or recommend? Somebody, reputable and powerful in that regard?
Not that you guys know off the top of your heads, but you may be able to ask a local or two.
Okay.
So I'd ask to ask around for he is more approachable than myself, for sure.
Well, I think Tia, normally I sort of look for whether there's someone who might be approachable.
Yeah, definitely. You see what must be an acolyte that's looking to enter a conversation. He kind of strikes you as the type of person that wants to make others happy.
Well, I say, hey, sir, you look a happy-go-lucky sort of guy. Let me introduce you to Tia here. He's all about making people happy. He's big on the occult, an expert, you might say. I'm sure you'd like to hear what he has to say, and you might both be happy.
Why are you talking to me? Leave me the fuck alone.
Now, are you playing Tia just then with that, or?
No, I'm playing make-believe. How may I help you? I'm here to serve.
Yes, well, Tia?
Yes,
No.
thank you for speaking with us.
You're welcome.
Question. We've had some interesting information and encounters with golems, and we're legitimately interested in learning more that we could find out. Do you know of any specialists in that field in this magicking area? I am only very passably skilled, but I do like to collect knowledge, and I find them quite intriguing.
Yes, there is only one person I would go and see, and his name is Moleg.
Moleg.
Yeah, Moleg.
Does he have a particular place of business, or does he do this quietly for gold?
No, he's a lecturer in the academy. Just straight up there.
Oh. There you go. Thank you so much. Do you know anything about this Moleg?
Yeah, he likes his eggs sunny side up. He takes walks in the evening along the beach. he likes to be spontaneously caught in the rain, and he's quite partial for sipping margaritas.
Hmm.
Excellent. Okay, thank you so much.
Pina coladas.
We might,
Coladas.
we might have to go towards Molly so we can increase our knowledge. Thank you so much. She sounds like a very interesting person.
You're welcome. I really hope you have a wonderful day.
And you too. And look at the group, and that's how it's done.
And that's how I met your mother.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way. Oh, sorry.
Tier just takes another swig because obviously being drunk is his. Well, he's
Becoming his
imbibing and
forte.
enjoying the imbicationals.
Imbication.
It's good.
Yeah,
That's bringing him out of his shell.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit more waffly.
So you make your way into the academy and you ask about it. It's a short amount of time before you're appointed to a lecturer's office. You knock on the door and a much more wise voice than my own receives a call bidding you enter.
Go in.
And a man's sitting there that looks a lot like Gandalf the Grey.
We're in the Arvo, aren't we?
Heading
Somewhat.
towards lunchtime.
Heading
Oh.
towards lunchtime.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah,
to
have more beer.
So still good morn.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. My name is Tier. This is my group. We are looking for a. Oh, I'm sorry. I should probably hold this out too and hold out the Pathfinder ID and say we're looking for a person called Moleg. We've heard he's very knowledgeable and we're very interested to speak with him.
That is I. Please take a seat.
Well met.
Indeed.
Take a seat. Look around and say we've had some interactions, positive and negative, but very educational, with golems of late. And we hear you're the person that around the area, especially since you're a lecturer at this fantastic academy. Takes another quick sip. You're the best person to talk to find out more because the topic is just it's so interesting.
Yes. How long do you have?
I don't plan to die for many years, so I know I have time. Look at the group.
Yeah.
So he says, I'll give you the short story of Golem creation. You see, it started when the Big Bang occurred. Roll me a d4, Cole.
Open, close.
Open.
We got number one.
So he wraps it up within an hour, and most of this you had heard from the previous chap you spoke to.
Mm-hmm.
I think his name was Colin.
Yep.
And he pauses at the end of it and says, do you have any questions?
I believe most of us would probably have questions. Mine would be, how would one control a golem from being just a statue to then coming alive to attack a group of people? Is that through keywords, or we happen to notice this happening and there were sigils on the back of them? Do you know what they could possibly mean?
Do you have a copy of these sigils?
Oh yes, we took a drubbing.
So yes, this is Om. This is Rack, Jarox, and Dylan. Om did a bit of he rubbed one off.
Oh, I rubbed it right off.
And
Interesting.
sort of lean back to let him pass over whatever rubbing he has.
Well, he looks at the drawing and he says, yes, a skillful hand has rubbed this one out.
Fuck yes. Yeah.
These gestures have a slight, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Oenopion. Oenopion.
Anopian?
Oenopion?
We'll go with it. Fuck it, I don't care. I
Look
don't
to
call it
them.
proper anyway.
Oenopia is a place known for golem creations and ooze specialties.
And oozes.
Yes. So, a city not too far from here, south.
We head there. We ride at dawn.
You mean you can't teleport us?
Yeah. Well, no, I cannot teleport.
Oh, sorry, no, I meant that for Delin.
Oh.
Delin, you mean you can't teleport us?
Maybe you should ask your god how to get there. Sherry
Oh,
Bobbins.
no. The connection here seems fairly loose and disorganized from my visit to the temple.
Wi-Fi's down.
Yes.
Do you know of anyone in Oenopian that would sort of be able to provide us sort of a little bit more knowledge in this? Is there a specific contact you could recommend, or are they even approachable in that town?
They might well be. I try and avoid that place, but I do know of a couple of Oenopians that may help you. If that interests you.
Very much so. Very much so. Now, would I do an occultism roll to see how loose his tongue would be?
Yes.
Before or after you cut it out of his mouth?
Before, preferably.
You were doing so well up until now. I don't feel as though I like you anymore.
I get that a lot, actually.
You might need to drink
actually,
some more.
I might stand back and yes, I get a bit of my multiple personality and just stands up and rambles a bit to himself and stands in the corner and just starts sipping away.
Nice.
Letting other people in the party take over the conversation.
Jarrux, over to you.
What?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Jadox, you are the man of the moment.
What?
Mm.
Yeah. No, you
Friends,
guys can persuade this guy a lot better than I can. I've got nothing, guys. Literally.
You've got a fucking big weapon.
So we're gonna intimidate this guy in his own place who's a relatively decent magic
was maybe you
alchemist.
should
And
seduce him.
I don't think I'll go with that either. I don't think that's very wise.
We could inebriate him.
Well, alcohol rape him.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
Roofie the old dude.
Story. Yeah,
Old dude.
roofie the old
boy.
What's this group come to? Oh, fuck.
Crikey.
You do know on these Pathfinder you fill out a journal, right, that you take back to the Grand Lodge to explain your undertakings. And
No, the reason why we roofied the old fucker was because like Tyr got all mumbled and cumbled and toddled off because Dellen got him drunk and into alcohol, and then the rest of the guys freaked out, and then we just held him down and poured alcohol down his neck, and then he told us his woes.
What else do we need to get from him?
His connections.
The names of the people in
Oenopian.
the town that we can go talk to.
well, I'll ask him sweetly. Who are people in this Oenopian we might talk to?
No, you've got me all wrong. These are local Onopians. If you go see Bajan and Zainab at the Wishful Cures, they should be able to help you out. Just drop my name. They have been around quite a number of times. Many questions in crafting oozes and the like. I'm not sure why they're situated here and not in Onopian. How do you pronounce it, Cole?
Onopian.
Onopian.
Cole was born there.
Yeah, she's a local.
Twice.
Is that all?
Well, yes, you've done very well.
And you, sweet old man, perhaps you should do the talking from now. You seem to have a way with words that some of the other people you know are quite intoxicated.
Oh, nothing wrong with being intoxicated.
Well, there's a time and place. Generally not
It
my
seems all the
office.
time.
Now I'm a busy lecturer, as you could see. Yeah. And he starts packing a pipe. All the best.
Well, we obviously go.
With that, I suppose Tyr nods and stumbles out, considering he probably needs to sober up a bit before we go to Wishful Cures.
Yeah, so as you're walking away from this office, you hear a voice saying, "Do you live in a tent?" And then the door closes, clunk. You leave the academy, you step down a few steps there, and I think you're all thinking now that this Wishful Cures is, as you just said, is the place to go next.
Mm.
You start looking at
a food stand.
A food stand, yep, which will be plenty of street food along the way, without a doubt. Except right next door to the academy is the Wishful. No, it's not. But Om sort of starts looking around for someone to talk to get some directions to this apothecary. When you get bumped, Tia, something slid into your hand.
Is it a undead penis?
It is not. It is a letter. On the top of it's folded in half, and on the half you can see is a golden embroidered circus tent.
Right.
And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
I knew you'd say that, you bastard. Nicely done.
Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Sorry there was no combat tonight. And as much as Andrew was trying to get Jarox to kill everybody, all these innocent people. Oh, I had the music lined up and I didn't play any music. Fucking hell.
Well, the thing is, I don't hear the music, so
no, that's
it's okay. I don't mind. No, thank you very much. I'm such a dick tonight. Thank you very much for another entertaining evening. I'm going to go take some more painkillers and crawl to bed.
Yeah, good luck with your tooth, Cole.
And beware of Toblerones.
Yeah, they sound painful.
Yeah, fucking wankers. Anyhow, I'll talk to you later.
Good night.
Adios all.
Good night all. Bye.
Not all.